Hi, this is Justin from Oclef. Today's video is about harmonizing melodies. If you followed my previous videos, those are about harmonizing a bass line using a series of figures. Something that goes like this, which we would turn into a chord progression. And when we harmonize melodies, we do the exact opposite. We take a very simple melody in the beginning, something like hot cross buns, and we learn to set chords to it. Why would this be a useful thing to study if you're, let's say, a classically trained pianist, or if you have young students who you're teaching? Well, let's say one of your young students wants to learn a traditional song that they've learned in music class at school, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, for instance, or they want to learn a pop song. What you could do is find a good arrangement of whatever tune it is that they want to learn, and then you could teach it to them. But another way is to teach them the song by ear, the melody by ear, and then teach them how to make their own arrangement of it, how to find the harmonies, and then how to arrange them in an interesting way. And this can be a much more creative process and a much more insightful process than just reading notes off the page. As I mentioned, this is a skill that's often neglected in classical piano teaching, and this can lead to awkward situations. Maybe you're somebody like myself with an advanced degree in piano performance, and if somebody asks you to play Happy Birthday at a party, you wouldn't be able to come up with the notes and the harmonies on the spot. And I've been in that place myself. It's quite embarrassing. So if you teach your kids how to do this skill early on, you can hopefully save them a lot of awkwardness in the future. And the last thing that is really helpful about harmonizing melodies is that it helps you understand things about phrasing, about consonance and dissonance, cadences and modulation in a way that's very intuitive. So it's building all those musical skills in an organic way. I want to walk you through a very simple process you could start off with to harmonize melodies. And it's one I learned in the book Sketching at the Keyboard by Laura Campbell. The method I found in this book, I later realized, is used in several other harmony texts that range across various genres, and I assume this approach is universally applicable to all different kinds of music. So let's return to our hot cross buns theme. And the thing that can be daunting when you start learning how to harmonize melodies is that there are so many options up front. Even the very first note here could be a C chord, but it could also be this. It could also be this, or it could be this. Or if you wanted to get even more dissonant, so if you already know a lot about music theory, in a way it can work against you if you're trying to harmonize a simple melody like this. And the first thing we want to do is to strip back our options and work on only the most essential information. Much as a painter can create a whole painting based off of 3 primary colors, many of the melodies we want to work with can be harmonized with 3 primary chords. These are our 1 chord, our 4 chord, and our 5 chord. And often we play through the 3 of those before returning to 1. Every key has their own set of primary chords. I just played it for you in C major, but if we moved it to G major, this would be 1, 4, 5, and 1. And you'd be astonished at the number of melodies you can harmonize with just these 3 simple chords. For instance, if we take hot cross buns, we only need 2 of them. harmonizing the chords like this as an open fifth without even worrying about the middle, the third of the chord, is done for a couple of reasons. The first is that for a young child, playing an open fifth like this is very feasible and it sits in the hand comfortably. The other reason we often don't need to worry about the third is that it's usually filled in by the melody at some point. So you can see here the third, E, is actually being played by the right hand in the melody of Hot Cross Buns. And what's useful before we learn any more advanced forms of harmonization when it comes to melodies is to work through a bunch of melodies like this so we get a sense of the kind of syntax with our 1, 4, and 5 chords and how it applies in many different kinds of situations. Another popular tune you might work on this is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. We have 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5. The possibilities are really endless. You might do Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So play around with these options, try them with your students, and see if it's a good gateway into learning how to harmonize. And from this foundation, you can build out more advanced harmony and arranging techniques. I'll get into some of those more advanced techniques in the next few videos, so I hope you tune in, and thank you for joining me today.